welcome onto your mat. You don't need any equipment for this class, just some space around you. Lay down a mat, a towel, whatever you've got, and let's start in a kneeling position. Alrighty, kneeling up onto your mat, we're going to place our hands behind the back of our head, starting off with a little bit of mobility through our mid-back. Let's take a nice big twist, elbows out wide. Find your end range and extend the arms out nice and long. Turn the hands back behind the head. Let's rotate back to the center and over to the other way. Again, finding your end range, extending the arms out nice and wide. Hands behind the head, back to the center. Just want you to gently squeeze your glutes so we can keep our hips pressing forward. So we can keep our hip bones nice and square to the top edge of our mat. And that way we can find the twist through our spine. Reach the crown of the head up nice and tall. Keep the elbows wide and expand through the chest. Lower the hands down a little bit. Relax the shoulders. Couple more each way. Twisting open. Find that movement around the rib cage. Keep squeezing those glutes just a little bit. Good. Lucky last one. Over to the side. Extend, reach the fingertips away from each other, and then meeting back in the center. Beautiful. Coming down into a 4-point kneeling position. What we want to do is make sure our wrists are underneath our shoulders and our fingertips are spread nice and wide. And then looking down between the knees, they should be about hip distance apart, so knees stacked underneath our hips. Good. From here, what I'm going to get you to do is we're going to extend our right leg out nice and long. So kick that leg back and lift it up if you like. We're thinking more about length here than height. So just reach your toes towards the edge of your mat. Slide that knee back in underneath the hip. Don't put any weight in it because we're going to kick it straight back out. Glide it in underneath the hip and reach the toe back behind you. Good. Reach the toe and squeeze the glute. That'll help lift the leg. Reaching behind you. Even pressure through the hands, but most of our pressure is back into that left leg. So our left knee in contact with the mat and trying to keep that left hip nice and still. Good. If you want to progress, we're going to lift our left arm up as we extend our right leg out nice and long. Return back onto the mat and lift straight back up. Again, here we're just reaching the arm forward. Doesn't matter how high you lift, we're going for length. Reach the fingertips and the toes away from each other and return. Now, once you've got this movement, I just want you to focus on minimizing the movement in the lower back, okay? So as the leg lifts, we don't want to see the belly drop and getting this movement through the spine. Let's keep that belly button drawing in, especially as we draw that leg away. 2 more here. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Lift and hold for me. From here, flex the foot and curl the heel towards your bottom. Point the toe to extend. 3 more. 2, point to extend. Last 1, point, and return back onto the mat. Beautiful. Left leg extends this time. Both hands are on the mat to start off with. Curl the leg under the body, and we extend. Reach the toe back behind the body. Squeeze the glute to lift the leg. Good. Stabilizing now through our right hip. Making sure that we keep that hip underneath the body. So don't let that hip go out to the side. Lifting up and out of that hip bone. Good. Kick it out. If you want to progress, that right arm reaches up above the head. Curl it back in. Reach. minimizing any movement through that lower back. Don't let that belly drop. Keep the ribs in, keep the belly button in. As I said, keep lifting up and away from that mat. Lift up and out of that hip. 2 more. We extend, curl it in, extend, curl it in, extend and hold. We curl that knee in, or that heel in towards our bottom, and then we kick it out nice and long. 2 more. Curl, kick out, curl, kick out, and return back down onto the mat. Good job. Just give those wrists a little bit of a roll. Give the shoulders a little bit of a roll as well. We are coming down now onto our left elbow. Stack that elbow underneath the shoulder, lifting that rib cage up and away. Hand goes behind the back of the head here. Legs are just resting out in front of you, heels together in line with your bottom. From here, we're going to lower our elbow down towards our left wrist, trying to rotate through our mid back again, and then extend that elbow up towards the ceiling. Curling down and lifting up. The whole time we're trying to keep our rib cage lifting up and away from the mat. So keep pressing into the elbow and lifting the ribs. That way we can get as much range of motion as we can out of this twist. Keep the elbow reaching up towards the ceiling. 2 more here. Curl and reach. Excellent job. Option to stay up onto the elbow, or we can come resting down now onto our mat. We're going to bring our knees forward and our shins forward. So I've got a 90-degree bend at our knee and a 90-degree bend at the hip. So our shins are parallel to the front edge of our mat or our towel, whatever we're lying on. What we're going to do here is keep both hip bones stacked, and let's lift that top leg up and away from the bottom leg into this externally rotated position, slowly lowering. Lift and lower. As we lift the leg, we want to keep the hips stacked. We don't want to see ourselves rolling back to open the hip. We're using our nice strong glute muscles to externally rotate here. So move nice and slowly, finding that end range position for you, whatever that looks like. Trying to keep the bottom leg nice and relaxed. When you lower that leg, it just lowers down on top of the bottom leg. Excellent. Lift and lower. If you'd like to progress here, we're going to lift all the way up. We're going to lower halfway down, lift straight back up, and then we lower all the way. Only if you'd like a little extra challenge, otherwise just keep with that full range of motion, opening all the way up and closing all the way. Otherwise, let's add this half lift in to really start to feel that burn. Open fully, lower half, open again before closing. Good. 2 more with whatever variation you have. Lucky last one. Good. We're going to open our leg up one last time. Kick it out nice and long for me now. So you want to reach that leg or the toes away from the body and pull the leg back in line with the body. So we're really squeezing our glute here. From here, we're going to point our toes and sweep our leg forward. Flex the foot and sweep the leg back to that starting position. So I'm really squeezing into my glute here. Point, the leg glides forward, keeping the knee straight. Flex, and that leg glides back. Just rolling through this sweeping motion, keeping the leg up in line with the hip. Don't let it drop. The leg does like to drop as we come forward and down. Let's keep it lifted. Nicely done. I want you to imagine that I'm grabbing your ankle and I'm pulling it away from you. We're trying to find that length through the side of the body. Moving nice and slowly. Point that foot to come forward. Flex the foot, that heel glides you back. Toes to come forward, heel to go back. 2 more. Point, sweep forward. Flex, sweep back. Lucky last one. Point to come forward. Flex to sweep it back. From here, point the toes. Let's trace little circles forward. Little circles for 3, 2, 1. Reverse the circles. Excellent. Here for 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee in and lower down. Nicely done. Rolling onto our back, we'll give that glute a quick little stretch. So cross that ankle over the opposite knee. Push that knee away from you. Option to lift the other leg up off the mat if you want a little bit more of a stretch. Only going to be here for about 10 seconds or so. Easing into that hip. Nicely done. Let's place both feet down onto the mat now. Hands go behind the back of our head. We are going to exhale, ab curl up and twist over. So right elbow goes to left knee. Slowly lower all the way back down. Curling up, twisting right elbow to left knee. Slowly lowering back down. So we're going to be curling up and adding that little oblique twist. Curling up and twisting. Staying to that same side, so right to left. We use our exhale breath to curl, our inhale breath to lower. Make sure that lower is nice and controlled. Let's curl that right shoulder blade up off the mat if you can. Keep the head nice and heavy in our hands so our chin is tucked in. We're really trying to reach this right side of our ribs over towards the left side of our hip bone there. Aim to keep the elbows nice and wide. Pull that rib cage over to the left. Nicely done. 2 more here. Curl and lower. Last one, curl and hold. From here, I want you to pulse ever so slightly, ever so slowly over to the left. Little pulses, we've got it. Keep that chin tucked in. Keep the right shoulder blade lifted. Get that right elbow over to that left knee. Little pulses here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower. Other side. Exhale, curl. Left over to the right this time. Slowly unwind on the inhale. Exhale, curl and twist. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl and twist. Inhale, unwind. Lifting that right shoulder blade up off the mat this time. Aim to keep the elbow wide, encouraging the left side of the ribs now over to the right. Good, curl up and over. Curl for 2. Curl and hold on this next one. We pulse again, ever so slowly, ever so slight little pulses. Keep that left shoulder blade lifted for me. Can we pulse for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Slowly unwind. Beautiful job. You can rock those legs from side to side if that feels okay for you. We're going to stay on our back and we're going to go into some glute bridges. So what I'm going to get you to do is hands by the side this time and hands reach for the toes so our shoulder blades stay down. Let's push through both heels and glide our hips up towards the ceiling. Squeezing at the top. We want to make sure that our tailbone's tucked under and we're squeezing our glutes a lot. I want you to get to that end range. We're going to cross our right ankle over our left knee and let that right knee drop out as much as you can. Slowly lower the hips all the way back down onto the mat. Tuck the tailbone under, push through that left foot to come up into that glute bridge. Just going to roll through these single leg bridges. If this doesn't feel good for you, you're just going to place both feet back down onto the mat and go up on both legs. Resting that right ankle on that left knee. Make sure you brought the heel in nice and close towards the bottom so you can really push those hips up towards the ceiling. Keep the shoulders down. 3 more here. We're going to hold at the top on the third one, okay? Press for 2. Slowly lower. Press and hold for 3. From here, right leg goes to tabletop position. Let's extend the leg out nice and long so knees are in line. Bring back to tabletop and press, or a little bit closer than tabletop. If you need to place your hands onto your hips for a little bit of support, please do so. Let's aim to keep both hips lifted. 3 more here. Extend, tabletop, extend. 2, last one, extend. Place that leg back onto, or the ankle onto the knee. Slowly lower all the way down. Excellent job. Let's come up again on both legs. So push up nice and strong, squeezing both glutes here. Left ankle now goes onto the right knee. Slowly lower the hips and press up now on that left, or that right leg, sorry. Press and lower. Press, slowly lower. We're still curling the spine down as well, so 1 vertebrae at a time. We lower, tailbone's the last thing to touch. Then on the way up, tailbone lifts. First, up onto the shoulder blades, slowly lower. So we peel our spine off and then slowly roll it back down. Good. 3 more again here, holding at the top on our third one. Lift for 2. Lift and hold. Good. Left leg to tabletop this time. Extend, bend the knee in. Extend, bend the knee in. Hold onto the hips if you need a little bit of extra support. Really press that right leg into the mat. 2 more. Extend, bend, extend. Cross the ankle over the knee and slowly lower all the way back down. Good job. Give those knees a little bit of a hug, lengthening through our lower back, trying to pull those knees in towards your chest. We are going to make our way over onto our right side this time. So coming up onto our right elbow, we're going to go into that mobility first. So the legs are just stacked one on top of the other, bringing the ankles in line with the hips. Lifting our rib cage up and away from the mat. Left hand now goes behind the back of the head. We're going to rotate down towards the right wrist and then lifting that elbow back up towards the ceiling. Slowly lower and lift. This should feel really nice through the mid-back and through those obliques that we've worked just before. Keep lifting the rib cage up and away. Press that mat away with the right elbow now. One more here, rotating down, lifting all the way back up. Come lying down now onto that arm, onto that bicep, and bringing our knees forward, shins parallel to the front edge of the mat. 90-degree bend at knee, 90-degree bend at the hip. Push those hips so they're stacked one on top of the other. And let's externally rotate that top knee or that top hip away from the bottom leg. Lift and lower. Make sure we lift without rotating our body backwards. We want to keep those hips stacked one on top of the other, keeping our spine nice and still. If anyone would like to progress on this side, we lower halfway down, lift straight back up before lowering all the way. Lift, halfway lower, lift, close completely. Really fires up those glutes, building on that endurance. Making sure when you do finally lower the leg that you relax just for that complete second, let that top leg rest onto the bottom leg before going again. Rest completely, lift, halfway lower if you're there, lift, 2 more at whatever progression you're at. Lucky last one, lift, halfway lower if you're there, lift and lower. Beautiful. We're going to all lift up completely. Kick that leg out nice and long. Again, reaching the toes away from the body, sweeping that leg back in line. Point the toes, we're going to sweep the leg forward. Flex the foot, let's sweep that leg back. Point to sweep forward, flex to sweep back. We're keeping that knee nice and straight. Again, imagine I'm pulling your ankle and trying to lengthen through the side of the waist. Point to guide the leg forward, flex the heel, guides the leg back. Excellent job. We've got 2 more here. Point to glide forward. Last one. Forward, leg in line with the hip, sweep it back and hold. Point the toes, we trace those little circles forward. For 3, for 2, for 1, change directions. Little circles for 3, for 2, for 1. Bend that knee in and you can lower the leg down. Rolling onto your back for me, another quick little glute stretch on this side. So crossing that left ankle over, pushing that knee away. Option to lift that other leg up off the mat if you want an extra stretch. Hope your glutes were burning through those ones. It's really good to build up those strong external rotating muscles. Really good for our hip stability. Anyone that gets any lower back pain, really great to strengthen up through our big strong glute muscles. Alrighty, let's come over into a 4-point kneeling position. We've got a stretch to finish off today's class. Get a little bit of a stretch through our obliques and through our glutes that we worked today. So starting in that 4-point kneeling position, what I want you to do is lift your right leg up and then reach it over to meet the floor on the other side. Then from here, take that same side arm up towards the ceiling to get a nice strong twist. So both side hand and knee are on the mat. Unwind, lower that hand down first, then bring knee back underneath the body. Let's go the other way. So lift that leg up and over first, let it find the ground, and then twist that same side arm up and over. Reach for the ceiling. Place the hand back down, then bring that knee under the body. Let's do 1 more each way. So lift that leg up and over. Then you can rotate. If you'd like this time, reach the arm up above the head. You might find a little extra stretch through the side body. Slowly unwind, hand meets the mat, then bring that knee back under. Other side, reach up and over first, foot finds the floor. Then you can rotate up. Again, on this side, if you'd like to reach the arm overhead for an extra stretch, do so. Hand meets the ceiling, meets the mat, and then bring that leg back under the body. Beautiful. Come off those hands again, give those shoulders a nice big roll. Really hope you enjoyed that class, focusing on mobility through our mid-back, working through our obliques for stability, and then nice strong glute burn. I look forward to seeing you on your mat next time.